You have a lot to live up to now, just kind of in those aspects at least. What's up guys, welcome back. Hope you're having a good weekend. Some interesting details to share today from Highlander Reboot that Henry Cavill is going to be starring in. The director, Stehelski, shared some pretty interesting details about his character in particular. So let's go ahead and get into that. But first, if you are new, thank you for checking it out. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and my other content. See what director Stehelski shared about Henry Cavill's character in the Highlander Reboot. So recently, Stehelski was talking to The Direct, and he said that the film is set in beyond present-day New York and Hong Kong, with Cavill set to play a sword master who's been alive for over 500 years, training in all sorts of martial arts along the way. So that already is a pretty interesting detail. A little bit of background on the Highlander franchise, if you're not too familiar with it. The Highlander films and TV series revolve around an age-old war between immortal warriors who can only be killed via beheading. The original film debuted starring Christopher Lambert as Connor MacLeod, who was trained by Sean Connery's Ramirez. It fused past and present day storylines, switching from 16th century Scottish Highlands to 80s New York. So that's kind of the setting. Cavill's role has yet to be officially revealed, but given his character is over 500 years old and has spent time training for combat, he's no doubt one of Highlander's immortal warriors. The question is, does he play MacLeod? If he's starring in the film, I don't doubt that he's the lead, but it is pretty cool to hear these interesting details about his character so far. He did share a little bit more about the setting. He said, we're bringing it forward from the early 1500s in the Highlands to the beyond present day New York and Hong Kong and seeing how it goes. There's big opportunity for action. There's a chance to play a character that not a lot of people get to play, and it's a bit of a love story, but not how you think. He was also the director for the John Wick films, and he said, on John Wick, I learned a lot on how to bend the storytelling a little, another kind of myth. He also shared how he kind of sold the role to Henry Cavill. So he said, my selling point was, look, you've got a guy that's been alive for over 500 years. He's the last person in the world that wanted to be in this situation, so you get to cover quite a broad spread of a character arc there. And you get to experience someone that's trained over 500 years and sort of played with many types of martial arts. He also said previously when talking about the film, I think we have some very good elements now. The trick is when you have the tagline, there can only be one, you can't just kill everybody the first time. So kind of implying that they would like to make it more of a franchise, several films, maybe not just like one film and it's done. I remember hearing them talk about that before as well. He went on to say, our story engages a lot of the same characters and stuff like that, but we've also brought in elements of all the TV shows, and we're trying to do a bit of a prequel to set up to The Gathering, which is, I guess, you know, it's also in the franchise. So we have room to grow the property. Again, hinting at the fact that they don't just want this to be one film, they want to continue to grow it. In Highlander, The Gathering is a summoning that forces the immortal warriors to face each other in what's called the game. So that's what they want to lead up to. Henry Cavill has also talked about the sword work that we're expected to see in the film. Previously this spring, he said, if you thought you'd seen me do sword work before, you haven't seen anything yet. So of course referring to Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher, the first, you know, when he did the first 3 seasons of The Witcher. So the sword work in that show was absolutely amazing. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. I think they set the bar for themselves. They said he's been alive for over 500 years. He's been studying he's a master of all these different martial arts forms. And you know, they've been talking a lot about the sword work, so they have a lot to live up to now, just kind of in those aspects at least. The director also shared that he hopes to begin principal photography by spring 2025 with the release date set for 2026. So it's still going to be quite some time before we actually see the film, but you know, if they're going to be starting filming in the spring, then maybe we'll start getting some pictures and things of that nature. Trailers obviously not until later next year. Some pretty cool things to look forward to in this film. Henry Cavill actually, there's been a lot of updates these past like day or two on other films that he has coming up as well. He's also recently announced that he's going to be starring in a live action Voltron movie, which is going to be an Amazon Prime Video property, and that is set to start filming in about a week on the coast of Australia. So he's currently getting to work on that project as far as filming. But then on the flip side of that, he does have a thriller coming out with from director Guy Ritchie, who he's made a couple of other films with before, and that one has actually been postponed. That one's called The Grey. Lionsgate has postponed the release date, saying that the movie isn't finished yet. So it doesn't seem like there's, you know, maybe not a huge pushback, but they just haven't finished it yet. I didn't even know that it was actually supposed to come out in January. I haven't seen like a trailer for it or anything. So, you know, maybe there's some kind of delay. Well, obviously there's some kind of delays in like post-production, because if it was supposed to come out in January, I mean, we haven't seen any promotion for it or anything yet, and it's already November. So I guess they did have a trailer debut for exhibitors back at CinemaCon earlier this year. So I wonder why they didn't end up releasing that trailer to the public, because a lot of times at CinemaCon, you know, it's just for exhibitors. That's not a fan thing like Comic-Con. So they'll have trailers and sneak peeks and all this stuff there for exhibitors. And usually soon, like not too long after, teasers and trailers will be released to the public. We didn't see anything for this one, so I'm kind of surprised to find out that it was supposed to be released in January. A little info on that one. In the Gray follows 2 extraction specialists who must designate a route of escape for a senior female negotiator. It reteams Richie with Henry Cavill and Jake Gyllenhaal. Aiza Gonzalez also stars. So pretty good lineup there as well as far as casting goes. So it'll be, you know, I guess maybe we'll get another update on this sometime in the near future. But in the meantime, I did want to share these updates for these upcoming Henry Cavill projects. I really do want to get an update on the Warhammer 40,000 project as well at Prime Video, that series. So hopefully things are still well on track for that one, because I know that's something he's really passionate about. I've seen some gameplay of the most recent installment of the video game that came out, and knowing how much Henry Cavill is like a stickler for like source material and, you know, sticking to those types of things, especially about things that, you know, genres and franchises that he's passionate about, I think he's going to do very well with that one. So I'm looking forward to hopefully hearing something about it sometime in the near future as well. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and check out anything you might have missed previously on the channel, including the short section. Appreciate the support. See you next time.